Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
That's our buddy Jerry B right there. Alan Michaels in Las Vegas, Scratch with a K, standing by at the Nutchuck Studios in Daytona Beach, Florida. We got 10 winners on the NASCAR circuit, man. 6 spots remain. The NHRA has the closest finale in Top Fuel. And today, our special guest, ARCA driver Craig BRAKEN and NHRA superstar Nancy Matter, all join us today on Pit Road Racing. Starts right now.
Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's on Pit Road Racing.
It's a good day to everybody here. Alan Michaels in Las Vegas, my partner at the Nutchuck Studios in Daytona Beach, Florida. Good evening to you, sir. Scratch with a K.
Good afternoon to you, sir. Alan Michaels.
Buddy, big thing coming up for you tomorrow. Let's talk about it real quickly, man. Scratch with a K is back on the terrestrial radio. Going to be joining you for a couple of segments, but tell us all about the high banks and let's get ready to roll tomorrow, my friend.
Yeah, okay. So last week, you guys might remember that I promoted that last Friday I was going to be doing my show for the first time, the high banks. Well, guess what? There was a problem at the station. Something had gotten struck by lightning, and because we have bad lightning down here in Florida. Something had got struck by lightning and took the station out. So we're going to do our inaugural show actually tomorrow on WSBB. It's 106.9 on your FM dial, 1230 on your AM dial, right here in the New Smyrna Beach, Volusia County basic area. I'm gonna be doing my show, The High Banks, where every Friday from 5 to 6 is going to be the hottest motorsports show on the air here in the area, no doubt, because I'm taking a few notes from my friend right here in my show that I do with you on Pit Road Racing. Plus, I'll be joined by my man right here, Alan Michaels, every Friday for interviews, the Racing Around the Country segment, where we interview just like we do here. And we'll be interviewing drivers, as I mentioned yesterday when I was on the Sports Wave as a guest. I mentioned yesterday that we'll be interviewing drivers all the way from go-kart champions all the way up to retired NASCAR drivers, man. We'll be all over. So I'll be joined by Alan Michaels as well for that segment. And WSBB, man, tomorrow for sure. The High Banks Racing Show.
We'll definitely post everything up on the social media sites tonight. And for the folks that you'll give me a link tomorrow. And we'll find out where us people that are in the Volusia County, Daytona Beach, and all that area, New Smyrna down there where we can actually listen and pick up the show. And, of course, I know that you will record the show. We'll get it up on the site so people can have a replay for it, too, and just have a good time with it all the way around. All right? All right. I think Scratch locked up there for a second. I think he did. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back at you. Got a great show lined up for you here today on Pit Road Racing, everybody.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
I think we're all back. Somehow you got locked up there, brother. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I know exactly what happened. I thought it was maybe, I didn't know what it was, and I looked down and saw, I don't know, I got kicked off the internet somehow. So. Hey, but as you can see, it wasn't because I didn't pay the bill. The bill's paid.
There you go. Hey, I wanted to tell you, man, I was over at Hammer and Harry's today right before the show and did the pre-show clip there. And Miss Janice was there. And And I showed her everything, and she said, "Well, when the Scratch get out here together, we're going to tie down some margaritas, my friend." There we go.
I'm in. We're not gonna have a contest, are we?
Oh no, definitely not a contest. Not a
Oh,
contest
thank
at
goodness.
all.
Thank goodness.
Not a contest at all. That's for sure.
You know, when you have a drinking contest, even when you win, you lose.
That's it. Hey, here's a chance for your business to pop in and join us right here at the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. You see it right there. What we do is we Scratch. You got your shoe, man. You got it. There we go. Got your shoe. Got your shoe. There you go. Right there. We got it for you. And hey, it's a really good thing. This is a nonprofit all the way around. We've got a couple of spots left open. So here's what it is, folks. We're collecting money. We got big shoes. We're trying to get some extra money raised up for kids' shoes, too, because we got little ones out here that need to have some soles on their feet, okay? A $500 donation will get you 132nd spots on this network. And if you donate $1,000, we'll give you 200. And actually, just signed a deal today, Scratch, with the Downtown Grand is coming with us, buddy. So we're going to be welcoming those guys within the next week or two. So you better behave yourself, Scratch, because standing right next to you is the founder of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, three-time national champion, Mr. Gene Woods, right there. He's got his camera locked in. Good afternoon, sir.
My location. I'm nervous. Good afternoon.
Hi, Gene.
I'm going down the I-4 headed to Daytona from the airport. So that's the steering wheel right here, you see.
There you go. Gene, brand new, you got the dates are all set for a Hot Shoe 2026. Tell us all about it, my friend.
Well, we've locked in the date. The date's going to be January 31st. It's a Saturday night. Right after the Mecum auction ends, everybody filters over to the track. So they filter to the track, and we go to the Notoriety Theater up above, and that's where the event happens.
Going to be a great thing. Last year, Gene, we had over 1,000, almost what about 1,200 attendees? And I mean, if you're into motorcycles, folks, this is the thing to come to. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. We're not no other like any other program, right, Gene? We don't charge admission to come. You're not paying for this. You're not paying for that. Just come have a good time. We've got a hotel set up at the Downtown Grand, the El Cortez, and it's just a really good time. Tell everybody, it's just a great time, right?
No, it's a great time. Everything is absolutely free. The membership you join, what you want to do is you go on hotshoehalloffame.com and join, and that will get you your email notifications for the event, and everything is free. We don't charge you for anything. So it's just about getting the motorcycle industry together, so all the people can see the old racers and see their old friends.
There you go, Gene. Before I know you're driving down the road, real quickly, we just got the acknowledgments out. The American Motorcycle Association has dubbed in their new members, and I just wanted to throw a couple names out there to see, because you know everybody. Dana Bell has been inducted this year, man. Bell worked his way from 1992 to 1994, Western States Highway Safety Vehicle. You know Dana? Do you know Dana?
What was his name?
Dana Bell.
Danny Hamill?
No, Dana Bell, B-E-L-L. Just like you might know him.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't hear all that well. So.
Okay. How about Chris Carter? Have you ever heard of Chris Carter? He's the founding and president of Motion Pro Inc. And man, he was inducted. Do you know Chris?
Of course, we know Chris real well. For our event every year, he also just sent us a bunch of hay bale covers for a little short track out there in Kingman, Arizona.
There we go. Also inducted this year, man, Colin Edwards, road racing. Colin Edwards, known as the Texas Tornado, my friend, GP champion, 250 class back in 1992. And back in 2000 and 2001, the World Superbike titles. Man, Colin Edwards got to be a big shaker in the motorcycle business, buddy.
Absolutely. Colin won a lot of races in his day.
And finally, coming down, motocross and supercross champion, Chad Reed has been inducted. The Australian board, Chad Reed, left a significant mark in the AMA Supercross and Procross back in the early 2000s. So him and then also Ryan Young. So those were your four, Gene, that got inducted this year into the AMA Hall of Fame this year.
Very, very cool. Hey, I have a question for Scratch.
All right, Scratch, you listening? Pay attention.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm headed to Daytona. Where are we having dinner?
Tonight? I have a gig right after this, so I can't have dinner tonight. I can have dinner tonight, but I can set up something with you anytime. I have a gig right after this show tonight.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
he's get.
So
Where are you gigging
how
at?
far are you? How far are you away from? How far are you away from Millie's?
Millie's. Where is not far? If I'm that's on the beach side, correct? That's in the shores on the beach side.
Yeah, it's on the you here right there. South,
Yeah, I'm
South Daytona Shore.
Yeah, I'm in Potts Inlet. I'm just in Potts Inlet, so I'm not far. Yeah, I'm not far from there at all. I can meet you. I can meet you probably any time within 10 to 15 minutes.
Cool.
Scratch, where are
We'll
you
do it
gigging
while
at
I'm down
tonight?
there.
Where are you gigging at tonight, Scratch?
I'm at Mark's Sports Pub doing a little karaoke tonight. We'll see how that goes.
There you go, Gene. You'll be at Mark's Sports Pub. Just hit it on the Google. Walk in there and slide him a beer up on the stage and say, "You better be a good show, or I'm kicking you off the network."
don't judge me on karaoke. Damn, that's like that's the bottom thing that I do on my list of things that I do.
Well, you just better pay attention because he calls the shots. He calls the shots at this network. So that, and you're going to have your show, so you need to hook up with Gene. Maybe have Gene come in the studio. You can talk a little motorcycle, a little NASCAR, because he did some NASCAR racing, buddy. There you go.
We can do that.
All right, Gene. We'll let you get back to the road, man. I know you had a good time out there. Relax and enjoy yourself, my friend. Everything is A-OK here at the Woods Racing Experience, the WCOBM, and everything else. Everything's battened down tight. We're not expecting any demonstrations this weekend. We're not expecting riots and tear gas and pepper spray. So it should be a damn good weekend here.
But I am expecting Gene to get a hold of me, being that he's just going to be down the street from me. So I will be expecting that while he's here.
All right.
I will get a hold of you, I promise.
Yes, sir.
Safe travels for you, my friend.
You got a fat tire bicycle to ride down the sand?
I do not, but I'm sure I can come across one.
Yep. There you go. You guys got it hooked up. You guys are ready to go, man. There it is. There it is. Gene, safe trips down. Thanks so much for your time. We'll talk to you next week and have a great day. And if you get a chance, sit back and relax the show. Got two great guests today, Gene. ARCA driver Craig Braken is on the show. Craig Braken on the show today. And we've got NHRA upcoming superstar Nancy Matter, who's going to show us her brand new top fueler, man, that she's going to go from alcohol to top fuel, man. So we'll have her on the show today.
Exciting.
I'll see you guys later on.
All right, Gene, I'll talk to you soon, buddy. Thank you for the offer.
There you go. Thank you, Gene. Appreciate that, man. Scratch, we'll take one quick break. When we come back, we'll get weather around the track and everything else as On Pit Road Racing continues on right here on the WCOBM, everybody.
Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well." And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone.
Scratch with a K at the Nunchuck Studios down at Daytona Beach. Don't forget, tomorrow, 5 o'clock East Coast time, High Banks with Scratch with a K right there. Looking forward to that, buddy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man.
We talked earlier today, for folks that how we met, Scratch used to have a program that he used to co-host called the Vegas Ambassadors that was a basically all-around show about what's happening here in Vegas. And I was actually their producer and board operator for that show. That's how we met. And then we just kept going on and on and on.
And then you had your on pit road racing show and invited me to be a guest because I'm a race junkie. And now look at us all these years later, huh?
It is.
I'm even in a race car again since you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
It's a crazy world we live in, isn't it?
Let's go. Coming up to bottom of the hour, Craig Braken from the ARCA series will join us. Top of the hour, 4 o'clock. Nancy Matter from the NHRA will join this program. Live interviews for you guys today. Scratch will get set for racing around the country and around the track. And I've got racing weather, and it's brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, everybody. 931 American Pacific Suite 106, right on the Las Vegas Henderson line. More information about catering and pickup services, log on to the World Wide Web at wfsandwiches.com. Monster Energy Series is in Southwick, Massachusetts this weekend, and here's what the weather's looking like. A 50-50 shot for the motocross fans, with humidity going to be about 75%, daytime high about 73, with a nighttime low about 61. So no more stadium racing for the Monster Energies. These guys are all on the outdoor tracks now. NASCAR's rolling into Hampton, Georgia this weekend for the Xfinity and the Cup racers. They're going to do it on one of the fastest 1.5 mile tracks on the circuit. Racing underneath the lights Friday, we got 25% chance of a shower, humidity about 63%, winds out of the east at 8 miles an hour. Daytime highs about 88. When they drop the green flag, it's going to be just about 75 degrees with a nighttime low about 60. For the Cup, who's going to run on Saturday, they've got a 40% chance of rain, a little bit of a breeze out of the east at 6 with the daytime high about 85. Dropping the green flag at 7:30 Saturday night on the East Coast. You're looking at between 72 and 73 degrees. NHRA is back in the Buckeye State at Norwalk, Ohio. Friday, partly cloudy with a 30% chance of rain. Humidity is going to be up. Daytime high right around 82. Nighttime low about 68. For Saturday, Saturday mostly sunny skies. Daytime highs right around 79. Nighttime low about 61. And for the finals on Sunday, 15% chance of rain early in the morning. Should clear out really good by race time. Daytime high about 82 with a nighttime low about 60. F1 heads to Austria this weekend for the Austria Grand Prix. Mostly sunny skies all weekend long. Not too bad. Humidity is going to be down. Humidity looking not even 10%, they say. Temperatures in the upper 80s, dropping off in the mid 60s for the nighttime. IndyCar is off this week. High limit scratching everybody. They're rolling 3 nights at the Lucas Oil Speedway in Wetland, Missouri. Man, they're just getting started out there tonight. Right now, their first race is just getting underway. Temperatures right now at about 72 degrees for Friday and Saturday, mostly sunny skies. A slight chance of rain. Temperatures going to be up in the low 90s, cooling down to about 70 at nighttime. So it's going to be a sticky one in Missouri this weekend. World of Outlaws, you're in New Richmond, Wisconsin. Friday precipitation 25% with a wind slightly at 9 miles an hour. High at 88, low at 68 for Saturday. Doubleheader night, man, you're looking at a nighttime low at about 69. Daytime high for everybody out there is going to be about 87. And that's a look at race and weather, everybody. Brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches. Log online at wfsandwiches.com. Scratch, take us around the track, my friend.
Yeah, man, I'm going to take you guys around the track the safe way, not in a race car with me. The Monster Energy Supercross Series, round 22. It's at Southwick, Mass, June 28th. The Progressive Flat Track Series doubleheader weekend is tomorrow and Saturday at Lima Half Mile, Lima, Ohio Speedway Motorcycle Racing, East Coast. June 28th, Champion Speedway, Hurricane Hank Bassett Cup. West Coast Speedway Motorcycle Racing, June 28th, Bruce Flanders Ugly Hawaiian Shirt Night. That sounds like such a cool time. New Smyrna's doing something like that. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a little bit. That's at Industry Hill Speedway. July 20th, Round 3 Speedway Racing at Paris Raceway. Formula One is tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. IndyCar, they're taking a couple weeks off, as Alan mentioned, during the weather, but they will return July 12th at Iowa Speedway. The NHRA, Norwalk, Ohio, they start tonight and they go tomorrow and Saturday as well. It's the Summit Nationals. NOS Energy Series, June 27th and 28th. That'd be tomorrow and Saturday. Racing at Cedar Lake Speedway, the NOS Outlaw Late Model Series. They're going on tomorrow night at the River City Speedway and June 28th at Norman County Speedway. High Limit Series tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Your NASCAR racing, you got ARCA West, July 11th at Sonoma. ARCA East, Dover Motor Speedway on July 18th. The trucks, they're at Lime Rock this Saturday at 1 p.m. Xfinity, Eco Park Speedway. And you guys are like, where's that? Atlanta. They changed the name of it. It's Atlanta. It's Friday. It's 7:30 p.m. The Cup Series also at Eco Park Speedway. Yes, Atlanta. Saturday at 7 p.m. And some local stuff right here in Daytona to look at in the area, which is pretty cool, man. At New Smyrna Speedway, they got $5 family fun night this weekend. $5, man. Get you some racing action. It is the Beach Bash edition this Saturday night with a special beach theme. The E-Mod, Super Stocks, Bomber A's, Bomber B's, Ground Pounders, and Spectator Racing. They're all going to make the racing card happen this Saturday. During the intermission, they're also going to have a ton of fun track activities for everyone, including poster contest, water balloon toss, not fight, driver autograph sessions, the best beach attire contest, and it's only like $5, and kids under 11 get in free. The heats start at 6, features at 7:30. You can get more information at newsmyrnaspeedway.org and also right out here at Volusia Speedway Park. They will return Summer Sizzler Saturday, July 12th, and that's a summer fun. They're going to have Fab 5 action, dirt car, modified, 604 late models, 602 late models, factory stocks, 3/4 modifieds. That damn thing is going to be amazing. 6 p.m. hot laps on that. You want more information, go to VolusiaSpeedwayPark.com.
There you go. And we're racing back here in Las Vegas next Thursday night, July 3rd. It is known as the Night of Fire. All right. I'm going to tell you all about it in just a second. Scratch, take us to break, my friend.
Yes, that is Alan Michaels right there. He's in the WCOBM studios in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Scratch with a K at the Nut Shack Entertainment Studios right here on the old beach course in Daytona Beach, Florida. We'll be right back with more on Pit Road Racing.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Back right now. Scratch, you know, next week I'm going to hook up a camera. So when they come down the backstretch, I can hit a shot here. We can see him singing around the track here, man. There you go.
I like that.
That's pretty cool. Get ready for NASCAR Notes, man. It's brought to you, this segment is brought to you by the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns for the round of 8 here in Las Vegas, October 11th, 12th, and 13th for the South Point 400. Tickets and all the info at LVMS.com. Scratch, before you get started, I got the updates from the Shore Launch 250 presented by Dutch Boy. That was last week's ARCA race. Max Reeves and his Cookout Toyota took the victory. Brandon Queen and his BRC Chevrolet. Then it was Lawless Allen and the Auto Park at Toyota. Ty Fredrickson and the Venturini Motorsports. And Isabella Robusto and the Yahoo Toyota. Current points in the ARCA series all the way around. Brandon Queen, Lawless Allen, LeVar Scott, Jason Kitzmeyer, and Isabella moves up into the top 5. Tell us all about the trucks, my friend.
Yeah, I was off to the Tricky Triangle this weekend for the trucks. Lane Riggs won the Miller Tech Battery 200 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at the Pocono Raceway on Friday. The win was his first of the season, first at a Pocono and third of his career. Tanner Gray tied his career best in second. Caden Honeycutt was third. Brendan Jones, Daniel Hemrick, Connor Mozak, Chandler Smith, Stuart Friesen, Ty Majeski, and Raja Karuth were the remainder of the top 10. There were 7 lead changes among 4 drivers and 4 cautions for 24 yellow flag laps. The average speed of the race was 116.167 miles per hour. The Truck Series driver point standings after Pocono, that's race 14 of 18 of the regular season. They got 4 more to go in the regular season, and Corey Heim is on top with 4 wins. Chandler Smith has 2 wins. He's in second. Daniel Hemrick, Lane Riggs, Tyler Ankrum, Stuart Friesen, Raja Karuth. They all have 1 win. And then starting in 8th with no wins, you have Grant Amfinger, Caden Honeycutt, and Ty Majeski. That's rounding out the top 10. And then outside the 10, still searching for a shot at some playoffs, Jake Garcia, Gio Ragadio. They don't play off, you know what I mean. Ben Rhodes, Tanner Gray, and Matt Crafton. Alan, you got Xfinity Series for us, buddy?
Connor Zinich wins the Xfinity race at Pocono with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Hey, you know what? I caught this here. I got this, but you know what was cool about it? Did you see the video clip that they posted from the team? Junior just didn't sit up on top of the box, man. He was down in the pits pulling the air hoses. He was actually working on this thing.
He was catching tires. He was doing all kinds of stuff down there.
I thought that was just, I saw a thing that Kyle Busch put out. He said, it's all about PR. It might have been about PR, but I don't think that anybody thought that they were going to see Dale Earnhardt Jr. come off of a box, start monkeying with the tires, pulling air hoses, helping the team out, and everything else. So my hat's off to him.
I love it.
Yeah, Connor Zillage won it. It was at Pocono's first oval race of a young, talented career. Jesse Love finished up in the second runner-up spot. It was his first top 5 since Talladega. Christian Eckes did his best career finish last week, finishing up in 3rd. And Chase Elliott led a race-high 38 laps, rebounded from 4th after a mishap with Justin Allgaier on the restart. Travis Carson Quapple, Sam Mayer, Sammy Smith, Taylor Gray, Justin Allgaier, all wrapping up your top 10. 10 lead changes among 7 drivers, 10 cautions for 41 laps, and the average speed scratch 103.722 miles an hour. Right now up on top, it's still looking Junior all the way, man. It's Justin Allgaier, the number 7 up on the spot, 3 wins. Then you got Austin Hill for Team Penske. Then we're going to go back one more time to Junior with Connor Zillage in the 88, Sammy Smith in the number 8. Then you got RCR's Jesse Love. Then we start wrapping it up into Brandon Jones, Sam Meyer, Carson Quapple, Jeb Burton, Sheldon Creed, Ryan Seek, Taylor Gray, all making it right there. And to be honest with you, scratch by paper ran out, by anything ran out. It was Harrison Burton coming up. And let me flip my page over really quick. Then Christian Eckes and your boy Daniel Dye. A new winner in the Cup Series. Scratch, tell us all about number 19 from Joe Gibbs Racing.
I will do that. Then I want to touch on something from the Xfinity Series right after I finish up your Cup Series right here. A new winner. We'll get to it. A new JGR winner at that. Chase Briscoe puts that 19 back in victory lane. That's the first time since Martin Truex Jr. did it. The Great American Getaway 400 NASCAR Cup Series race at Pocono Raceway. The win is his first of the year, first at Pocono, and a 3rd career win. Pole sitter Danny Hamlin, he finished 2nd, followed by Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, John Hunter Nemechek, Kyle Larson, Ryan Preece, Brad Keselowski, and Austin Cindric. The start of the race was delayed by just over 2 hours due to rain. Briscoe led 72 laps, which was enough, the most of any driver. However, he was short on fuel at the beginning of the final restart, but able to save enough to make it to the finish without an issue. The fastest lap bonus was earned by Denny Hamlin. Stage 1 was won by Denny Hamlin. Stage 2 was won by Chase Briscoe, and there were 11 lead changes among 9 drivers, 7 cautions for 31 yellow flag laps. The average speed of this race was 130.199 miles per hour. The playoff standings after Pocono, we did add another winner. This was race 17 of 26 of the regular season. Kyle Larson on top with 3 wins. Denny Hamlin, 2nd with 3 wins. Christopher Bell with 3 wins. He is in 3rd. Everybody else has 1 all the way down to 10th, all the way down to 11th. My bad. William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, and SVG. That's your 11 right there. And then you got Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, and Bubba Wallace Alex Bowman, they're topping out the top 16, just outside the playoffs. Ryan Priest, he has 383 points. AJ Allmendinger, he's 18th. Eric Jones and Kyle Busch sitting in 20th. Alan, before you finish it up there, I just want to say, I don't think, even though, they're talking about it being a PR move, even though he had the crew chief kind of in his ear, I heard that he wasn't really saying much to him, really. I saw Junior talking about it. I'm just going to say, in my opinion, like you said, you were impressed. I just want to say this. I don't think people are giving enough credit to the fact that it doesn't matter. We're talking milliseconds and little light pieces we're talking tiny, all these little things matter in racing, right? Every little damn thing matters in racing. Every tiny second, piece of a second, nose hair, all of that matters. So I don't think we're giving enough credit to the fact that a rookie Xfinity Series driver just won with Dale Jr. as a backup crew chief. I don't think we're getting enough credit.
Hey, you gotta give that, man, for sure. You know what, Dale Jr.'s team, you remember years ago when Kyle Busch had KBM, it didn't make a difference who he put in the trucks. They won. It didn't make a difference. He had a couple of, I remember when Noah drove for him and a couple others, but there was a couple of the trucks that got, who's got the money, who can afford to get in. But it didn't seem like that, and it seems like this is happening with Junior Motorsports, that their cars are always at the top. He's got good equipment. Always. And, this kid winning up on his first time around on an old.
You got a rookie driver. You got a rookie driver, and you never got on a Xfinity box in your life. Not taking anything away from Dale Jr., obviously. But come on, man. That deserves, man. That's I think he deserves a hell of a lot of credit.
And what a lot of people don't know, that Dale Jr., not only with all the TV deals and his team, he's at Millbridge. He's at Millbridge, or one of the local tracks back in North Carolina, because his nephew, Wyatt Miller, Kelly Earnhardt Miller's son, and their kids are actually all racing together. And it's so cool because, that's another trip we got to get. If we get on this tour next year, we're going to Millbridge for sure, because we've already got set up. Kyle Larson's kids want to join us. Owen and his daughter want to join us on the show. So this is so good to see the dads of these guys out with their kids at the short tracks, dirt tracks, running them little junior sprint cars and everything else that they run, and just rolling. I just saw a thing on Brexton Busch. I think Brexton's pretty much getting out of the dirt. He's going to stay to the asphalt because he's running Bandolera cars, and he just picked up his third straight win in a row. So, these guys are learning. And, there's something that I saw on YouTube, Scratching, if you couldn't catch it out. Dale Jr. talks about how good this young nephew of his is. He said, I wish I had the talent back when I started that Wyatt's got right now. And he said, it's unbelievable, man. Just unbelievable how he can control this car. Comment?
Yeah, no, I've seen him talk about him, and yeah, it's I hope I live long enough to see this kid even start some kind of a career.
Well, he's already started, that's for sure.
Well, I'm saying at the not even the next level, but the level we're expecting him to get to.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Hey, real quickly, one quick break, Scratch. We come back, we'll do some NHRA news and updates for you. And that should just time us out, because we're waiting on Mr. Craig Bracken from the ARCA series to join us at 3:30 this afternoon on the West Coast, 6:30 back here on the East, and at the top of the hour at 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. She's in New Mexico, I guess, this weekend. So Nancy Matter will join us. Scratch, we'll take a quick break and do it for us, man.
All right, that's Alan Michaels right there, that handsome fella out there in Las Vegas at the WCOBM studios. I am Scratch with a K here at the Nutshack Entertainment Studios in beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida, the world's most famous beach. That's what they say. We'll be right back with more on Pit Road Racing.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Hey, back at you. Scratch with the K down in Daytona Beach. Alan here in Las Vegas at the WCOBM Studios. Season number 15, show number 18 of the year. Coming up in just about 5 minutes or so, ARCA driver Craig Braken will join us on Scratch Test. Second look at the NHRA, man, and see what happened last week in Virginia. Go for it, my friend.
Yeah, man, it's time for a look at the NHRA, and this segment is brought to you by Hammer and Harry's. Good fun times, service with an attitude, at home of that $5 margarita I can't wait to get my hands on. 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. With
You got
the
it,
series,
man. I got it. The series had a couple of weeks off, and the NHRA moved to south end of the Virginia Nationals this past weekend. Where Scratch, it took them 2 days, almost 2 days, to declare the winner of Top Fuel after running photos, video. Justin Ashley comes out your Top Fuel winner at Virginia. Austin Prock, man, he wins up in the Austin Prock in the funny cars. Pro Stock had the weekend off, and once again, it seems like it's the Gage Herrera show, man, because he pulls off the win in Virginia, the Pro Stock motorcycles. And Scratch, you've got the latest on all the point standings of the NHRA. And our buddy Smoke, is he still on top, man? Is he still on top?
He is, man. And when we're looking at the points here after the weekend, or heading into the weekend here at Norwalk, Ohio, Smoke is definitely on top of the Top Fuel points. And Sean Langdon, he is just 51 points back. The funny car, Austin Prock, and 60 point back of him is Fast Jack Beckham. And Greg Anderson in the Pro Stocks with Dallas Glenn, 67 points back. Pro Stock Motorcycles, Gage Herrera, as you said, nobody's really stopping him. And that's the biggest point gap because Matt Smith is behind him at 100.
Wanted to let you know, man, at the end of that, we lost some two good ones in the race. And it was just released, businessman, Southern Virginia man, businessman and NASCAR owner, Larry McClure, passed away. Larry McClure Motorsports with Tim Morgan and Jerry McClure from 1983 to 2012. Scratch the team fielded cars in the NASCAR Cup Series and had some of the top names driving for him, including Mark Martin, Ernie Urban, Sterling Martin, Morgan McClure. He ran 703 Cup races, winning 14 times, the two biggest wins, including 3 Daytona National 500s, Daytona 500s, and a win at the Bristol Night Race back in 1991. Scratch. Also on the NHRA side, Larry Minor, the Southern California potato magnet who rose through the sands of drag racing and became one of the most successful multi-car owners in the NHRA competition, passed away on June 25th. So they're, as I like to say, my friend, they're all racing at God's Speedway now.
For sure. The first time I ever went to Charlotte, I watched the Coca-Cola 600. This guy I was working for, I forget who he knew there, but he knew somebody because we were sitting in that pit. And we were sitting in the pit stall right there on pit road for the Coca-Cola 600. And it was for Morgan McClure Motorsports. I got me a Morgan McClure Motorsports hat from that race. And it was the first time I'll never forget. The first time I ever went to Charlotte was I watched it right there from the Morgan McClure Motorsports pit, the number 4 Kodak car.
There you go. Old Ernie Urban in that bad boy back in his days.
Swerving Urban.
Our special guest has joined us. Mr. Craig Braken is there. We're going to talk ARCA racing with Craig. What happened in Michigan? What's going on next? He joins us live coming up on Pit Road Racing continues right after this, everybody.
Come on! What the
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
And square foot indoor drift track, man. Where you going to be sliding, man. That's it.
I got to slide over this way.
Slide right on down. Hey, you know what I thought about, Scratch, before we get with Greg here? Gene's down there. Millie's is a great restaurant, man. It's right across from the Dream Inn there on A1A, okay? So here's something that you might tease Liz in with. He's been by New Smyrna Speedway. New Smyrna Speedway is running this weekend.
Yeah, it's family night. $5.
Yeah, $5.
I know Gene got $5.
I think I'd reach out to Gene on his Facebook and say, come on, brother, we're going to eat some hot dogs, drink some Diet Cokes, and we're going to go to New Smyrna Beach racing this weekend.
Let's go racing on Saturday. Come on.
There you go.
Maybe.
You never know. Gene love it. I mean, Gene will take off and go to a track in a heartbeat, that's for sure. Standing by. I mean, I got a resume on it. My goodness gracious. I think it's a book. All I can tell you that he has been in motorsports ever since he's about 8 years old. He's been driving the ARCA cars. He's drove NASCAR Busch team, worked for the NASCAR Busch team, go-kart champions. He's run the Charlotte Motor Speedway. He's sort of like Gene Woods. He's probably rode and drove everything in his life. Ladies and gentlemen, making his second appearance on our program, ARCA driver, Mr. Craig Braken. Good afternoon, sir, and how you doing today? You there? Your microphone. Let me make sure.
His microphone is muted. It looks like.
Let me take his microphone off. There we go. We should do it. Craig, you got us now, buddy? I think his mic is muted there. Craig, check your microphone real quick, my friend. If you can hear us, check your microphone. We'll let him just do. Are you there? There he goes. Craig, are you with us?
Yes, how you doing?
You got a little bit of lag there, Mike.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Lag, but we got you.
We got you, Craig. How you doing, buddy? How's racing
All
going
right.
for you?
Well, finally, I just got released from the doctor there at Daytona. Last talked to you, so just got released 2 weeks ago, and I'm already doing some rehab right now, and looking to go back racing. Looking to go to July 25th. Lucas Oil in Raceway Park, ARCA race, Menard Series. So we're just that's our next goal.
There you go. Don't move around, buddy. Don't move around because you're there you go. Just lean back just a hair bit. There we go. We got a good camera shot. You got a question for him, Scratch? He's raced everything. He's been down in your neck of the woods. Talk to the man.
Yeah, man, Daytona. I love it. I'm there all the time. So what's it like to be in a car around that thing?
Oh, it was great. It was such a great experience. A lot of fun. Dreamed as a kid. Finally got to go there, do some testing. Got approved.
We just lost him, Scratch. I think he's got a bad internet feed there, man.
I think so.
You know what? We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and see if we got Craig back on. I think he's got a bad internet connection.
It worked for me when I disappeared. You went to break, and there I was back again.
There you go. Back right after this, everybody.
Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, hey, you want some shoes? I said, yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well. And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. You know, it makes for good karma or good energy, whatever it takes.
How's that? All right. So
That light control back out there for you. And there he is. Greg, are you back there with us, buddy?
I apologize. I'm having issues with the signal on my phone. I apologize.
Yeah, you got a really bad signal there, my friend. I'll tell you that. It's there. There you go. There we go. We got a good picture.
Better.
All right. So
I'm gonna ask you the question again and see if we get through the answer before it breaks off. But again, being a huge fan of Daytona, and I've been going there since I was 7 years old. All right, so I love Daytona. I would be like you and probably dreamt about it as a kid, but you've done it. What's it like being in a car going around Daytona International Speedway?
Craig's obviously locked up. Craig, you got a bad internet connection, my friend. It's a bad internet connection. We're losing you, so I'm going to bump him out, and Scratch will move on. Going to take another quick break. When we come back, Scratch, we're going to dirt racing next. Okay, stand by, everybody. And back at you there. Sometimes that happens, you know. I hope it doesn't happen with Nancy, but that's the way it is. We'll roll on. If we can get Craig back up on the line, we'll see what we can do. Sometimes the internet gods and the satellite gods just don't want to work with you, all right? Hey, racing news from the dirt, brought to you by our good friends at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. It's only indoor drift track. More information at 270-8100 or log on to the World Wide Web at GoKartsLasVegas.com. Scratch, go ahead. Tell us all about the World of Outlaws, my bud.
Yeah, man, the NOS Energy Series, it has a 4-night stand in South Dakota. And night number 1, Young Money, holds Spencer Baston to bank $20,000. $20,000, man. Position himself well for Thursday's 6-figure payday, bringing you your A game with a big money on the line is a requirement with a nickname like Young Money. That's never been an issue for Kyle Larson, and he's delivered yet again on Wednesday at Hussets Speedway. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink sprint cars rolled into the Brandon, South Dakota track to kick off the BillionAuto.com Hussets High Bank Nationals, presented by Menards. The two events in one started with $20,000 to win. Hussets Hustle prelim, opening a 4-day stretch defined by racing for Crazy Crash. Larson lined up 4th for the 35-lap main event and took him only 7 circuits to move the Silva Motorsports number 57 into second. The pivotal restart with 20 laps to go gave the Elk Grove, California native the opportunity he needed as he threw a slider that stuck on early leader Spencer Baston to pick up the win. This was the top 3. Kyle Larson was the winner. Spencer Baston was second, and Michael Buddy Kofoid round out the podium. Night number 2, the Californian collects his second 6-figure check from the South Dakota Oval. Needless to say, that night motivated Kofoid and company. They returned last fall and banked $100,000 at the rescheduled High Bank Nationals final. Then this week brought the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Spirit Car series back to the Hussets with a pair of six-figure paydays on the line. Kofoid's flexed his muscle in Wednesday's Husset Hustle prelim with an 8th to 3rd drive. So he started in 8th and finished 3rd. The stage for Thursday's $100,000 main event, where Kofoid lined up 3rd for the 40-lapper. Pole sitter Bill Baylog took the early lead and took only 2 circuits for Kofoid to drive around Kyle Larson for 2nd. Then the pursuit of Baylog began for the Pine Grove, California native, and he wasted little time in closing in, but passing the North Pole Nightmare was another story. Kofoid threw several sliders at the number 17B, but couldn't quite clear him. Finally, a lap car giving Baylog issues gave Kofoid the chance he needed. The 23-year-old built a big run and slid ahead of Baylog to take the top spot. Traffic allowed Baylog to close back in late, but it wasn't enough to find a way around. So Kofoid took the checker flag and added 6 figures to his bank account. 3rd place went to Kyle Larson. In 3rd place was Kyle Larson. It just says that like 3 times in a row. Anyway, the winner of night 3 was Bill Baylog. The winner of night 4, Michael Cofield. And the point standings is David Gravel, Michael Cofield, Carson Macedo, Logan Schuchart, and Sheldon Hoddenschild.
That's a mouthful right there, buddy.
It was a mouthful. I struggled with that. I don't know why. But up next, June 27th and 28th, that is tomorrow and Saturday, Cedar Lake Speedway. Alan?
You got a World of Outlaws Real American Beer Series. Just got a note from Diane. Craig's having a major thunderstorm. That's what the problem. The thunderstorm's knocking with the internet, so we'll get Craig rebooked. Hopefully it'll be okay for Nancy coming on in just about a half hour or so. Anyhow, the World of Outlaws American Beer Series, World of Outlaws Firecracker Face-Off Night number 1. I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park. Bobby Pierce picks up the win. Tim McGreedy and Ryan Gustafson round out your top 3. The World of Outlaws Firecracker Face-Off number 2 night. It was Drake Troutman, Mike Harrison, and Brian Shirley rounding up your top 3. And currently the points leader coming up for you. Bobby Pierce is up on top. Nick Hoffman is back 102. Ryan Gustin back 140. And Drake Troutman is back 218 points. Still to come up for those guys. They've got racing on the 28th and 29th. Norman County Raceway and the Nodak Speedway is all coming up then for them, Scratch. So that's where we sit with the World of Outlaws, and they're racing, buddy.
Right on. That's Racing News from the Dirt. The segment brought to you by Gene Woods of Racing Experience. 450 Fremont Street, Las Vegas. It's the only true indoor drift track in all of Nevada. You can check it out at gokartslasvegas.com. Like me, Scratch with a K. You spell carts with a K. You can also get a hold of them at 702-270-8100. And you let them know that Scratch sent you, and then let them know that you knew that Scratch beat Alan there in a race.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. You go have a good time. That's
You
all
get a
do.
$5. You give them a $5 coupon if they tell you that, don't they?
Oh, yeah, sure do. At $5 cost, you can go to the website. You can take a $5 off the website. And we got promoter cards out, all kinds of stuff. Go on down and join us. How about a little bit of high limits racing? Take us to it, buddy.
All right, let me get to it.
All right. Well, he pulls that off. Once again, we'll get Craig Bracken back on. I guess where Craig is at, there's major thunderstorms going on. So that was what the problem with the lag was and with Craig's reception. So we'll get Craig booked back up on the show and talk a little. Okay, go for it, Scratch.
Yep. I'm ready. This report's brought to you by Red One Scooters. Need some mobility help? Contact our good friends at Red One Scooters. 702-713-0587 to make your reservation. If you need to get around, you call Red One.
You got it. Hey, the series had a couple of weeks off before it hits to the Lucas Oil Speedway for 3 days of racing. Actually, Green Flag is just about an hour away from falling on the 26th. They're back the 27th and the 28th. Currently, Scratch up on top of the leaderboard in points. Brad Sweet with 1086, and it's Rico Brew. 1084. Brett Marks sits back at 1081. Then you got Tyler Courtney at 1078. Aaron Rutzel at 1070. Then it's Justin Peck, Tanner Thorson, Casey Kane, Spencer Baston, and Chase Randall rounding out your top 10. So Lucas Oil Raceway for the high limits, man. They scratched that. The first race of that series was here this year in Las Vegas. And the 2 nights that we wanted to go, well, the first night that we really wanted to go was on a Thursday, and it just poured down rain. Then they got to the Friday. Of course, we had to be over for the trucks and the Xfinity Series and everything else, so we missed all that. But from everything that everybody has told me and what I've watched, this new High Limits Racing, man, is something definitely to go to see.
Yeah, it's cool, man. And Casey Kane's here. Yeah, how can you beat that?
Casey
That's
Kane's
a
there,
look.
Brad Sweet. Christopher
Yeah,
Bell
no,
runs
it's
in
great. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
There you go. Hey,
That's High Limits Racing right there. Oh, I was gonna just close it out for you, but
yeah, there it was. High Limits Racing on the high man. Wouldn't it be sick? Now, you always said that you never liked them to put dirt on Bristol, but here is a big thought. What if they put dirt on Daytona one time?
that'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
Oh, what if you?
You know how much dirt that would take, Robert?
Yeah, lots of dirt, lots of dirt. Yeah. Quick break.
I
When
mean,
we come back.
I didn't mind the dirt on Bristol. I just rather them leave Bristol alone and race dirt on a dirt track. I thought it was awesome that they were racing dirt, but
I agree with you. Asphalt tracks need to stay asphalt tracks. Dirt tracks need to stay dirt tracks, and baseball parks need to stay what baseball and football does. I mean, I give the exception to Bowman Gray because they were racing at Bowman Gray before Winston-Salem State University was up.
all right. Before you go to break, real quick, I'm gonna ask you this question: what do you think about them playing hockey outside during the Winter Classic, like back in the day? But they put those in baseball stadiums and stuff like that. I know that's a little different, but I'm just asking, what do you think about like the Winter Classic when the NHL goes and plays outside in stadiums?
Well, the only thing bad about it is unless you can afford, they only put like about 10 or 15 rows around the ring. Not like you were to go to see, you guys got Tampa Bay, you got Florida, we got the Vegas Golden Knights. So the only thing about it was if you're sitting in sort of the stadium side of it, it's just tough to see hockey there. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, I get it.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk. What do we have for next? Let's talk a little IndyCar and F1. That should take us coming right up to Nancy Matter. She's going to join us at the top of our NHRA alcohol funny car driver. And I believe, Scratch, she's got some news about moving to Top Fuel. We'll talk to her all coming up right after this.
Nice.
Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a nonprofit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Back at you, man. Coming out close to the top of the hour, scratching Daytona Beach at the Nut Chat Studios. Here's truly Alan Michaels back here in Las Vegas at the WCOVM location right in the heart of downtown Las Vegas, everybody. Scratch, let's talk a little bit of open wheel racing, man. The Indy cars were back in action this past weekend. F1 had it off, but of course they're going to be ready to rock and roll up after Canada coming up. So it was definitely a good shot. Tell us all about what we're getting ready to lead into here.
Yeah, man, let's talk about some open wheel stuff. And the segment's brought to you by our partners at the Atlanta Motor Speedway Park, or Motorsports Park, the Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, phone 678-381-8527. You can go to atlantamotorsportspark.com. This Atlanta Motorsports Park is the country club of motorsports. I can't wait to go visit.
We're going to get there. We are. Hey, you know, IndyCar, the NWT Series, 55 laps, a furious, frantic, uncertainly. About only one thing is certain was that on Sunday at Road America, Alex Palou and the Chip Ganassi Racing would be standing in victory lane. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's his 6th victory of the year. He stretched it all out. Something to see. This kid can really rock and roll, and Chip Ganassi has just got that team on fire. Top 5 for you was Alex Palou, Felix Rundquist. Here's your buddy, Santino Ferrucci, my friend. AJ Foyt. AJ Foyt, and that team is coming alive. Have you seen that since Indianapolis, man? They have had top 5 finishes. I'm just telling you, one more good shot, and he's going to be in the thick of the points.
I pointed out that I was impressed that he had 2 cars in the top 5 at the Indianapolis 500, and now it's just noticeable.
Yeah, Kyle Kirkwood and Marcus Armstrong wrap up your top 5. Current point standings right now: Alex Palou up on top, 335. Patty O'Ward 262. Kirkwood's at 260. Christian Lundgaard at 225 or 221, and Scott Dixon at 206. You've got the current point standings for the F1 series as they get back in action this week.
Yeah, man. The current F1 standings is Oscar Piastri from Australia. I think I tried to mix all that together. Anyway, he's in first. Lando Norris, he's second. Max Verstappen, he is in third. And George Russell is in fourth.
Be something to see, my friend.
This segment brought to you by our partners at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, phone them 678-381-8527 or check them out on the World Wide Web at atlantamotorsportspark.com. Atlanta Motorsports Park is the country club of motorsports.
We're going to make it down there. I'm sort of worried that Gene's not far away, that he just might get in the car and just truck up there, and then all of a sudden we're going to get video. There he is around Atlanta Motorsports Park.
Well, if he does that, he better take me with him.
Yeah, you better stop and take you with you. There you go. Hey, a couple of quick things before we check in with Nancy Matter. She's due here in just a couple of minutes. Scratch. Wanted to let you know, Leah Pruitt made her first run in a top fuel car. It's been about a year and a half since she joined it. She did it Monday afternoon at the Rebel Light Virginia Nationals, wheeling the American Rebel Light dragster driven by her husband, Tony Stewart, this past weekend. 499 days scratched since she was last back in the car scores. We know the reason why. She had a baby. She got a little small. So, but she
499 days. They didn't wait and make it even 500.
Then making it even 500, man. I guess all the conditions were really good at the track. 499 days out of the seat. She said it felt really good to knock off the rust. So it looks like that Leah's going to be back in the top field. Now, here's the big question. Now, I've heard Tony Stewart say this, Scratch, that he has no problem giving the ride back to his wife because he just is going to be just as happy moving back over to his alcohol dragster. So, which he's already won a title. He's got multiple wins. So, you know.
I mean, look, he's not spending any money. He's not spending any money on NASCAR anymore. He can go ahead and build him another top fuel one if he wants to. Why not do that? Why not just do that?
Rumors have been flying around that Tony Stewart was talking about getting back into NASCAR and was going to be a team owner. This will not happen. Quote, I got this off of Sports Illustrated. I will never, ever, ever own a NASCAR team again. He will, though, step in to help Dodge because Dodge is coming back to the trucks. So he said that he will do everything that he could do to help Dodge get themselves back into the Xfinity and possibly the Cup Series. But Tony Stewart says, absolutely not. I am not going to be a NASCAR craftsman truck, Xfinity, or a Cup owner again. He is done. So there you go.
We'll see.
We'll see.
That's what I always say when people say anything. We'll see.
I was going to bring this up, and I guess I'll say there's a couple things I'll say towards the end of the show, but we'll get rid of this. And Nancy's standing by. We'll get rid of this and get to her. I've said this, and I've said this, and I've said this. The charter thing ain't working out. It ain't proven it ain't working out. They're back in courts again. Now it's just a cabossel. It's all going to have to go to a big thing in December.
I don't know.
Just let what they got 40
cars.
cars.
They got 40 cars this week for 40 spots. That's what did you say? That was the first time since Talladega they had a full field of cars.
Yeah, that's it.
So I mean, it's not hurting those teams at all to not have them if they weren't going to have them, in my opinion.
NHRA driver, alcohol funny car. I heard some rumors that she could be popping into Top Fuel. Nancy Matter is standing by on the line, and we're going to talk NHRA drag race and whether Scratch take us to the break, my friend.
Hey, we got Alan Michaels over there in Las Vegas. I am Scratch with a K in Daytona Beach. We will be back with Nancy, as you see her right there, very shortly. More on Pit Road Racing on the way.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Good out there. Checking at the top of the hour here at 4 o'clock on the West Coast. 7 o'clock, I believe, back on the East Coast.
That is correct.
I think Nancy's in New Mexico, so I think it's about 6 o'clock there. I'm not quite sure.
Look at that. We're from three different times.
I can't keep up with it. We had the young lady on about a year and a half ago, Scratch, actually, before you came back with us on the show. And, man, this is a woman here that can sling the tires, sling the fuel, pack the shoes, and rocks and rolls her way down a damn quarter-mile drag strip. Well, I guess it's not a quarter mile anymore. It's 1,000 feet now. I wish they'd go back to a quarter mile, but I understand the damn cars are going too fast. You probably couldn't get them stopped. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I believe in her home in New Mexico, sitting in her shop. Ladies and gentlemen, from the NHRA, Miss Nancy Matter. Good afternoon, ma'am. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. And it's Dallas.
Oh, you're in Dallas. Oh,
I'm in Dallas. Yeah,
Dallas?
Yeah. We're about 25 miles due north of Dallas in a suburb. So,
well,
hi, you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Worries.
I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, you're good. Yeah, I can guarantee you, since you just said that, Diane's going to be back in touch. Don't be surprised if she calls and says, Nancy, can you hook me up with some cowboy tickets?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, they're pretty close. They're over in Arlington. So,
yeah, there you go.
All good. She likes the
everything?
Cowboys.
She loves them. She loves them. How's everything going for you? What's in the thing? Are you in the? I heard some rumor that you could be moving to Nitro. Is this true?
Yes, this is very true. Actually, we started running a Nostalgia Nitro Funny Car back in 2017, 2018. And so that was about the same horsepower as my top alcohol car that we ran. This is the big show car, as they call it. This is Top Fuel Funny Car. And I'm very, very excited. We have been chunking away at it, and we pretty much have done a funny car restoration. At this point, the car is pretty much a McKinney car. We've upgraded all the safety equipment on it. We've upgraded the fuel tanks, the oil tank, the toy box where the electronics goes. All of that has been all fabricated. They've got all brand new steering on it. That is all late model steering. The car is kind of behind me. I don't know if you can see it. There it is right there.
Ooh, wow, there it is.
Look at that thing.
That's a badass hot rod, as Rusty Wallace would say.
That is exactly right. Look at that thing.
Yeah, check out.
Thank you. And we're very excited. This is the first time we put the body on it on Memorial Day weekend. And it's the first time the body has been back on it since we have converted all of these parts. The only thing that's still the original parts on it from when we bought the car literally is the blower, the injector hat, the rear end, but the rear end has all new components in it. Other than that, and the seat, other than that, with a little bit of tubing, everything else is brand new on the car. So we were really excited that the body actually fit. The headers did what they were supposed to do. We have to, there's a thing called stagger on these cars, where one wheel tire is, about an inch to 2 inches ahead of the other one. We've got to modify the body just a hair to make sure that if I hit a bump or something, it doesn't scrape on the front tire, and that's on the right-hand side. And we've got a few more parts and pieces that we've got to get, and then we'll be firing this bad girl up and cross-grading my license. I'm really excited. All my paperwork has been turned into NHRA and IHRA. And I received all my paperwork back today from IHRA. So I've heard the rumors in the rumor mill that NHRA is a little bit behind. So when we get a little bit closer, because everything's already a done deal, I've got all the tracking, I'll just hit them up and to get my my temporary from them. So very excited. Very, very, very excited.
This is a really big step for you compared to when we talked to you last. Scratch, you got a question for the lady?
I did. I had noticed that when she said she had bought the car, and then obviously she changed most of the stuff on it. My question was, like, what is a car like that? If you when you bought it, what's a car like that run?
Well, when we bought this one, we didn't buy it from a big team. Normally, when you buy a turnkey car, this is what I've been told, okay? Because I looked at both aspects of this. It's $130,000, give or take, depending on what bells and whistles. There are people that go out there and buy them, but then you've got to get all your spare parts, and you've got to do this, and you've got to do that. We paid less than half of that for this car. And when the car was all put together, there was a couple things that we knew needed to be done. We didn't realize the magnitude of everything that needed to be done until we disassembled the whole thing. And that's okay, because I had my nostalgia car. So I've been negotiating, buying and selling and doing stuff like that to offset a lot of those costs. So we're still going to be far under that mark I told you from the first one by the time the car is ready to go. And a lot of it has been personal preference. So you can't really add that into the cost, because we've changed the whole combination. We've stepped it up. It's not going to be stepped up to be a 380 car, or a 370 car or whatever. But it, in good conditions, with this combination, with the right tune-up and everything, it'll go down A and B to the track. It's like on a hot day, running a 4.0 is not necessarily a bad thing, right? So, so we'll see.
It's going to be a hot, sticky. It's going to be hot and sticky in Norwalk, Ohio this weekend. I just looked at the weather forecast, so. Extra coolants in the fire suits, considering you guys, I mean, from the time, I guess I've watched it, Nancy, from the time they roll them into the staging lane, most of the drivers have their fire suits, what we call half on. As they prepare to get in the car, then they sling the top of it off. So you guys are in that suit for about 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes prior to the run. And then the run's going in 3-4 seconds flat down the track, and then, the ride back.
That's if there's nothing that happens on the track.
Right.
Okay. If something happens on the track, if somebody gets a little bit of fluid on there and they have to clean it up or something like that, sometimes they just tell you, just go ahead and stay in the car, because it might be a 5-minute cleanup. Sometimes they tell you, get out of the car, it's going to be an hour. So you're still wearing your suit during that period of time. And again, you unzip it and, and you let the air breathe and everything. And so it just depends. Now in the alcohol car, sometimes we sat in the cars for a long time, or, it just kind of depends. You can never predict what's going to happen past the past.
Yeah, that's smoking hot. That is smoking. Question, yeah, you said that you reparted everything, broke the car basically down, put the sheet on the garage floor, and start ripping parts apart and lining them up. So the question of it is that I have for you, buying parts, you're not restricted like NASCAR is, correct? You can go to different vendors, different things that you can. If you don't like a carburetor from this company, you can get a carburetor from that. If you don't like a blower from this company, you can get a blower from that company, correct?
Correct. The thing about drag racing is the horsepower and the already proven technology by the bigger budgeted teams of what really does work. And so, that is correct. We can do that. We do have a difference in the blocks that are all the same. They're the same, just different manufacturers, just like what you're saying. Somebody might prefer a DSR. We've got all Alan Johnson stuff. So, and then you've got BAE, Brad Anderson Enterprises, and you also have a new one out there within the last few years. It's called P1, and so you kind of have your choice of those four for the most part, and. So, but again, all of our stuff is going to be Brad Anderson, and our blower right now, we have an Allen Johnson case with, a PSI case with Allen Johnson rotors. So, so it's just kind of, that's what we have for right now. I know that Mike would like eventually when we have the budget to get the DMPE. I really, really, really like SSI. I'm just throwing these names out to you guys, and I know it's, I have a real good relationship with SSI, and I've asked him, what's the difference? He goes, nothing, just the case. And well, that could be something because there's a reason, I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm learning.
There's always that little niche up underneath the thing that says, once you get it, there's where the improvement was, or it could be on the downside to where it wasn't as good as what you thought it was. I was just wondering, because him and I go at this all the time. We're actually getting to the point of moving NASCAR down on the bottom of the show because we're just getting sick and tired of all this charter crap. Buy parts from them. You got to use this. You can't use that. If you do this, we're going to suspend you for this. We're fining you for that. And it's just, they've opened up a can of worms. That's what I liked about the NHRA. It's what I like about dirt racing. Of it is, build the car. Here's the specs. Here's what you're allowed to do. Here's what you're not allowed to do. Build the car. If it meets our specs with the NHRA, if it says your motor's right, your frame's right, your body's right, your parachute's right, everything is right, and it doesn't make a difference whether you're buying it from JEGS or if you're buying it from Summit or whoever you wish to buy your products from. And that's what I like about that.
That is correct.
Scratch, question for the lady?
Yeah, as an individual, what's your top speed? How fast you had one of those things so far? What's the fastest?
255 miles an hour. 255 in the quarter mile.
Wow.
In my alcohol car. 253 in my nostalgia car. 255 in the alcohol car.
That's fast.
So
that is fast.
About 5.5 seconds, which these cars.
She's getting ready to go about 320.
But God willing. Yeah, that'll be good, right?
I said, you said that, Scratch, and I said she's just about ready to go about 329, 330 when she jumps into this game.
Yeah, no, that's remarkable. That's just amazing.
Anybody you admire coming up through the drag racing ranks?
Well, it's. I'm sorry.
I said anybody you admired.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said anybody you admired or anything coming up through the drag racing. Somebody that you looked into, be a guy or a girl.
Well, when I grew up in California and I grew up going to the drag races pretty much every weekend, and we in Southern California, you had your choices. You had, you could go to Irwindale one night and Lyons one night. You could go to Orange County the next day, because the people that I lived with, they bracket raced, and so there was always so many choices of drag strips to go to. When my mother's husband got into Superstock and the NHRA, I actually met a family with the last name of Gasparelli, and Lou and Vicky had an alcohol funny car, and they totally took me up under their wing. I was only 13 years old, and I did Louis' fuel. I did Louis'. I rode in the car to go to the staging lanes. I rode in the car after the run to be towed, and then they usually pushed me into the trailer or winched me into the trailer while I was sitting in the car steering it left, right, left, right. And so Lou and Vicky were very, very instrumental in my life of just funny cars. I mean, I've always been in funny cars, and when I had a Super Pump dragster, when I walked away from racing, I had a music career. It kind of changed the whole dynamic of the racing. And then I get divorced 20 years later. And the first thing I do is I end up back in the races at the Northwest Nationals. And then Vicky calls me up and she's like, you got to come to Vegas. And I'm like, okay. So I went to Vegas, and it kind of all started all over again. And so Louis would be that person for me that I admired the most, because they took the time with me, and they only had to show me once, and it was like, bam, I did it. And it's weird. Most people don't like sitting in a funny car because of the confined feeling. And for me, I didn't like sitting in a dragster because of the confined feeling, so it's completely opposite. And, so here we are. Who would have thought? You know, I never thought when I was growing up as a kid. I always told everybody by the time I was 15, I'm going to have a funny car. And at the time, I didn't think anything of this, but my handle on the CD was Tumbleweed. So like, no, the car is going to be called Tumbleweed. Well, now that I'm an adult going, I don't think I want to be a tumbleweed out there, you know, tumbling down the track or anything. So that up a little bit. Yeah, you know, it's like your aspirations when you're a kid, and then all of a sudden you're an adult and you're, you know, oh, I gotta make a living for myself. How many, you know, so that's kind of the driving factor of how I ended up in the music industry. And the music industry actually took me full circle and put me back into drag racing. And so it's really exciting. I'm just never in a million years did I ever think that I was going to have a top funny car and be able to go out there and compete with people, you know, like, you know, now you've got the Procs out there dominating in Force, obviously, you know, a huge admiration for Force, but you got Caps out there, you got, you know, it's just going to be really, really fun and a lot of hard work. And when you work at what you love, you don't work a day in your life. And I'm so excited for the opportunity.
There you go. Real quick, another scratch. I'll let you get one more in. What do you think about Tony Stewart coming from the NASCAR? Well, actually from the sprint cars to the NASCAR, and how well he's done so far. Is that a big surprise to you guys that drive NHRA and drive drag cars?
I think
Go ahead.
That's not really too surprising. You know, Tony, they can test. They live right there, you know, and they've got everything right there in Brownsburg, and they can pretty much rent the track and test unlimited if they want to, you know. And I know he goes around and he does other things, but when he was driving for McPhillips, you know, he's just a regular, normal guy like everybody else. You know, we dragster. Sometimes, so, you know, we all, you know, we kind of all go in the same circles and everything. He's just a regular guy. He just wants to be treated like a regular guy. And, you know, I mean, all the power to him. We need cars, we need drivers, we need teams. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. So,
yeah, I actually scratched out hang tight, and I'll let you get the final question to her. I actually interviewed him and Matt Hagan last year at the fall race here. And I have been around him when he was at NASCAR. And he was uptight. I mean, if you've been around Tony, Tony takes everything serious. I mean, I'm not here to play. I'm here to win races. I want the best car. I want the best this. But there's one thing that I saw out of him. And I even mentioned to him after the interview was over, I said, you look so much more relaxed now. And he said, you know what? You just quoted on it, Nancy. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing it with my wife. I'm doing it with my family, my friends, and I'm having, he's still an owner. He's still got to write those big checks. But he said, compared to NASCAR, I am having a ball with my life right now. Scratch, you got the final question for him.
Sure. Well, it's not really a question. I was just going to comment on the fact that, I just was going to comment on the point that I was listening to your story on how you got into it. And I just found it, I found it interesting that you actually got your start behind the wheel by being probably going as slow as you possibly could, being winched into a trailer to 255 miles per hour. I just thought, but you know, that's just something that stood out to me when you were telling your story about how you got into it and who you look up to. So you literally went from as slow as you could go in one of those cars to 255 miles an hour. Amazing. Great story though. Great. I wish you a lot of luck.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So what's up for you next? When's the new car going to get debuted?
Well, you know, I've got to do a couple, you know, it'll probably take me 10 passes to shake the car down and figure it out and test it and, you know, get my qualifiable license cross grade passes. From there, it's just gonna, you know, my timing is different than the universe timing, you know, so you got to kind of work with the universe a little bit and not be disappointed when, you know, you have a goal. Like I had a goal to go to this race. Well, that's not going to happen now, you know, then I have a goal to get to this race. You know, so you just got to kind of, I'm really, really, really hoping to be competing in Dallas. And from Dallas, you know, if we do decent in Dallas, it's very possible, you know, we can make Las Vegas for you. And then, you know, and then just get ready for next year and just kind of prepare that way, you know. So, yeah, We'll see. You know, the universe is it can be very tricky sometimes, but timing is everything on this deal. And I'm talking to a lot of different types of branding partners that have never been involved in drag racing, and so that's amazing. And so we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
Got to do what you're doing. You got to think out of the box because all the primary sponsor stuff, AutoZone, this, that, blah, 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 it's all been taken up. I mean, people in all series of racing are now looking at different things. I mean, you've had a couple of the NASCAR guys go to the CBD, that 3-chai product and everything else. NASCAR okayed it. I mean, it's not technically marijuana, but it's registered under a thing. And so, I mean, I think this is great that opening up college. I want to thank you so much for your time today. Always on this program, the guest gets the last word, and the last word is any thank yous, specials, crew members, team, sponsors, social media. Nancy, the last is you.
Thank you very much. I do have to say very, very many kudos to the people that have stuck with us while we've been on a hiatus from racing to build the car. Bullet Cams, Dart and Sleeves, Autolite Corporation, they've just awesome. NTX Diesel and all the customers, Pack Springs, Redline Oil, System Oil, One Filtration, Star Racer Belts, and especially American Valor and the Chris Kyle Legacy. Just such an honor to still be starting my 11th year in representing them and raising. In addition to all my social media, Nancy Matter Racing on Facebook is the best one to hit me up on. Then I've got the same thing, Nancy Matter on Instagram, on X, on LinkedIn, on, it's either Nancy Matter or Nancy Matter Racing on all the platforms, including YouTube, and TikTok. So
there you go. Thanks so much for your time. Let us know if you're coming to Vegas because we definitely going to be out in the pits. Scratch, you keep an eye on her because you're close to Gainesville, man. So you might be taking a trip up to see her in Gainesville run that Nitro Funny car. Nancy, thanks so much for your time. We're looking forward to you. I hope you get that new car out on the track before the end of the 2025 season.
Thank you.
If you make it to Vegas, give us a shout, okay?
Me too.
There you go. Scratch, take us to break.
I sure will. And to close it out, I'm the star of the show.
There you go. There she is. Right there.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Nancy.
you. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great having you on, Nancy. That's Alan Michaels out in Las Vegas. Yes, you too.
You.
That's Alan Michaels out there in Las Vegas at the WCOBM studios for On Pit Road Racing, and I am Scratch with a K. We'll be back with more.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas. Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Check us out. Have some fun with us out there. You got
Knock them out there. That place is awesome.
Here you go. One more time for you, man. You ready? Here it is.
Sure.
Just in honor of Nancy.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Make it happen.
Let's see if we can get it to work here this time. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. In honor of Nancy. Here we go.
Just like like that, 255.
There you
Whoa.
go. Just like that, man. 255. You got it. Hey, man, if you got the motorcycle racing news, that's going to be our final segment. Scratch, you get it pulled up, and when you tell me when you're ready, we'll also chat. We got some new information about Rob Flynn, going to be crew chief, and Tony Schumacher's return back to Rick Ware Racing, and also a little something about Rick Ware and his NASCAR team. But Scratch, a little bit about
I just
the motorcycle.
saw that. I just saw that, so I know what that is already. This segment is brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry icons past and present. For more information, log on to hotshoe.com. Alan.
You got it. The Monster Energy Series is back. Like we said before, they're in Southwick, Massachusetts for round number 22 of 25 of the Monster Supercross Energy Series. And definitely looking good. So we'll keep you up on that. Scratch. They're off to Lime Rock, and you've got the latest on the point standings for the Progressive American Flat Track Series, my friend.
I do, and they're going to Lima Half Mile next. And after 5 events, it looks like this. The Super Twins have Brian Bauman on top with Dallas Daniels in second, Davis Fisher in third. AFT Singles, Tom Drain is first. Chase Satoff, I don't know why I always do that, is second. Trevor Bruner is third. Alan, what do you got?
Hey, listen, I got it. I got American Speedway Championship round number 1 for Bakersfield from Kern County. That's Kevin Harvick's place. Not only do they got asphalt racing down there, buddy, they got dirt track racing on cars and motorcycles. Speedway, it was Brock Nicoli that made the big statement of Kern County, reeling off 6 straight wins to take the win in the top of the points of the 2025 AMA Super Speedway Championship Series. Oh, I'm telling you, buddy, this guy really let it have it, man. Just unbelievable riding. I mean, with hot temperatures, but he said it felt like a chilly 100 degrees when he hit that winter circle out there. And it came back up on the second meeting. It was AMA champ Billy Gennardo, who showed up that he wasn't done, man. He put it to him, picking up his 12th victory over former champion, world champion Chris Kerr. Okay, Max Remy up there. Speedway motorcycle action, getting back in round number 2, August 9th, Industry Hills. AMA Super National Championships final round, September 9th at the past Fridays. In the AMA Super Nationals Under 21 Championships, going to be at Bakersfield in Kern County, October 11th. Scratch, driving enough to the bikes, buddy.
Yeah, man. What? That's the end of that segment, correct?
That's it.
All right, that's what I thought. Because it's brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry's icon, past and present. For more information, go to hotshoe.com. You see it scrolling down the bottom. We need to get some smaller shoes for kids. And so you can donate right there at hotshoehalloffame.com. hotshoe.com. It's all right there at the bottom. You can see it. It scrolls the whole show.
There you go. Rob Flynn has confirmed in Richmond that he will be the crew chief for 8-time world champion Tony Schumacher, as Schumacher is going to return back to Rick Ware Racing. So that's cool. Schumacher's been out for a time. But then again, one of the founders of Spire Motorsports has engaged, has entered an agreement to purchase NASCAR team owned by Rick Ware, jumping back into stock car racing. It's going to be TJ Porter, who 2018, along with Jeff Dickerson, launched the Spire team, and will take over the charter from Front Row Racing that they could not say. Here you go again. You get these guys with these charters. Drop the charters, folks.
They're going to take over a charter that Furniture Row Racing couldn't unload?
Yeah.
So that's just a charter floating around out there that
I guess so. Or they're going to pick the one up. Just to give you a real quickly over in Charlotte.
I'm reading about it right now. I'm looking at it right now. That's what I saw just a little bit ago. So I was hoping we were going to talk about it.
Rick Ware is going to get out and then jumping into drag racing. While you're pulling up, I just wanted to let you know, here goes the judge's decision came this past Tuesday about all this with Front Row and Legacy Motor Group. Now they say that the existing teams with charters, they have to do this. Each team will separately provide annual top-line financial data, your top revenue, top costs, and net profits and losses. This is going to be dating back to 2014 up to the 2024 season. They also must include financial information that would be limited to operations accelerated by feeding the field of full-time cars. The average per car information. So in other words, what they're saying is how much it costs per car traffic. I don't know, Scratch. I can tell you this: if there's a NASCAR team out there making money right now, I'd be surprised. Even if Hendrick's making money, I'd be surprised.
Well, it seems a little, I don't know, it seems a little odd, doesn't it?
I just get back. Why are you going through all this court crap? Why are you doing all this? You got 5 races a year that you can field 40 cars. We've said this and said this. You guys got to open your minds up. I will say this, a couple of quick things. Have you seen Prime yet? Have you seen the new Earnhardt documentary on Prime?
I have not.
Got to watch
Not
it.
yet. I will, but I have not seen it yet.
I won't let it out till you watch it because I don't want to spoil it for you. A damn good program. They put this together. Ron Howard was involved with this project. So this is a really cool thing. Saw a great interview. Don't know if you caught it. Was online. I think it was on like Entertainment Tonight. Boy, did Tom Cruise jump on Brad Pitt's thing, right? I mean, boy, for F1, the F1 debut movie, old Tom was right there, man. He was there with it.
I saw it. I saw that. I saw that.
Of course, Days of Thunder 2, I guess.
I guess they're going to do something.
Going to be interesting, man. I saw
Jeff Gordon's going to get involved with that somehow.
Yeah.
So I understand. Back to the charter thing for a minute, though.
Right.
I can't. I mean, if NASCAR, if teams aren't making money, that something's wrong. For sure. Because I would imagine only the drivers are making money. If the teams aren't making money, only the people working for the teams are making money.
Well, they say this in the NFL. There's actually only 4 teams that actually make money. You know, the number 1 team in the NFL that makes money. The Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are the number one.
They're also owned by fans.
Yeah. If you're a taxpayer, you get a dividend check from them. Great stadium. They've done a little bit. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Lambeau Field. What are you going to do? Change that? They don't need to change it. They sell out every game.
Yeah.
It was good to see. Good to see in Pocono. Yeah, good to see in Pocono. Good crowd. I didn't see very many open spots there. Iowa is sold out next weekend for IndyCar.
Well, like I said last week, sell tickets or lose your race.
That's it. Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you. Little dust bunny or something.
So you're off to do karaoke madness tonight?
Yeah, madness would be the key word for that. Yes. Yes.
No,
one of these days I'll have no karaoke to report, except for maybe the karaoke bowl. I kind of like doing that a little bit. It's pretty fun.
How about your auctions? You still doing your auctions?
Yeah, those are great. I've been doing those. Yeah, I'm still doing those on Tuesday at Peanuts on Flagler Ave. That's a lot of fun right there. I really do enjoy that.
Like, what are you selling?
People's stuff.
Like, people just bring stuff and you sell it?
Yeah. They donate. They don't donate it, but they bring stuff up there and they set the price, and we start with that price and go from there. And we sell most of the stuff. There was probably, 6-7 things that nobody bid on last week. That happens too. But my auctioneer. I'm not an auctioneer. It's a comedy auction, so I pretty much just talk. I'm playing around with my auctioneer stuff a little bit. I do a lot of mumbling, which I think is pretty funny.
I'm gonna be on
blah, 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 whatever. I just do dumb stuff, make a lot of dumb noises, whatever. Yeah. But so my auctioneer stuff's coming around, but I get to make fun of the stuff and the people buying it and things like that. And I try to do it without hurting anybody's feelings and just have fun. And so far we've been having a lot of fun doing it. So I look forward to every Tuesday.
I'll text you Gene's telephone number when we get off the air. Get ready. You're going to Millie's, man. I'm going to tell you something good about. Listen, go to Millie's. The grouper sandwich there is fantastic. It is fantastic. Good grouper sandwich.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really not that far from there.
Don't be surprised. And then you can give him a call and say, like shout him. I'll tell you the trick with Gene. You make a plan with Gene, and Gene's going to tell you, call me the next day about 2 hours before the event. Text me, I'll meet you. So there you go. Take him to New Smyrna. He'll have a ball down there.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
Oh yeah, he loves short track beating and banging. He loves it. So take him down there and let him smell them tires and that fuel and everything else. Take him down there and have a good time. Anything else you'd like to say? What about your show tomorrow? Tell everybody where you're going to be.
All right, man. Well, I like I said, I got a little karaoke at Mark Sports Pub tonight and at Mulligan's tomorrow, but Karaoke Bowl is on Sunday. That'll be week 4. We're doing 12 weeks of that. The best singer gets $100, and then on August 31st will be Karaoke Bowl 2. And bless you. And so I like doing that. That's pretty neat right there. And then on Tuesdays at Peanuts, I'll be there. And of course, tomorrow, for sure, the debut of the High Banks, my racing show, as I am the racing ambassador for WSBB. Check it out here locally in the Volusia County area on 106.9 FM or 12:30 a.m. And I believe you can also stream it. So just look up New Smyrna Beach radio station, WSBB, and you should be able to find out how to stream it as well. So the racing show, the High Bank, starts tomorrow. Alan's going to join me. We're going to have an interview.
Yeah, we got a good one. Next week, the sweetest sensation, Ida Zetterstorm, NHRA Top Fuel Racer. She joins us on this program, my friend. I want to thank you for today. I'm going to hit the switch and call for John. Have yourself a great weekend. Let's. July 17th, we'll get him on the show. They have bad weather, and that was what was knocking the transmission out. Want to thank Nancy Matter, my buddy Stripe to the K down at the Nut Shack. Don't forget, he's got the High Bank show tomorrow. Back at you next Thursday for another edition of On Pit Road Racing. John, take us home.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.